NFL Week 1 was absolutely electric.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the biggest storylines of the offseason was, these rookie quarterbacks that are starting. A lot of high-profile rookies. We had 3 rookie. What?
Sorry.
Wait, can you repeat what
Were
you
you
just
talking
said?
to me or?
No.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Who's that direct?
Who are you talking to? The camera?
No, them rookie-ass quarterback.
The rookie-ass quarterbacks. All right. Well, let me get through what I'm going to
Continue,
say.
please.
You know
I'm
Bo
sorry.
Nix is one of those people, right?
I like Bo Nix. And
Okay,
Jaden Daniels.
Okay,
So there's only one.
Both good
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
okay. There's only one
So
that
all
was
of them are you
directed
like.
at.
JJ McCarthy you like too, right?
There were 3 rookie quarterbacks that
RIP.
started this week and played. I just want to go through their stats, and then it looks like I'm opening it up with Mike. I'm sorry in advance for whatever he says, but Caleb Williams in a Bears victory where all their offensive touchdowns came from the defense.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually an offensive touchdown. Caleb Williams, 14 of 29, under 50% pass rating, or completion percentage,
That's
93 yards,
Wow.
0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 5 carries, 15 yards, and a fumble.
Yeah.
So that was Caleb Williams' day.
Loser.
Jaden Daniels, 17 of 24, 184 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks passing, 16 carries, 88 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Then Bo Nix, 16 of 42, 138 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1 carry, 5 yards, and a touchdown. So,
But he led his team to a scoring drive.
correct. That
Caleb
they still
did not.
They still lost in.
Yeah, Caleb did not.
Caleb actively did nothing. But I'll
Loser.
open this up to you, Mike.
What was your takeaway?
What was your takeaway from watching these 3 quarterbacks?
I mean, have you ever seen such a miserable debut from a human being in any sport, in any field ever?
Pretty much every rookie
I'm not Jaden Daniels.
last 10 years.
Not Jaden
No, I mean,
Daniels.
Jay Daniels was cooking. Bo Nix, at least he has
He's fighting.
offense.
He's
yeah,
fighting.
he
He's-
fought,
he's
you
in
know,
the mix.
He
He's
has
in the mix.
offense. He scored. He got over 100 passing yards. I mean, what that bum get?
That is the step.
What that bum
93.
get?
Caleb had-
93! 93! Oh my God! I know 3-year-olds that can count to 93. I don't know many
You
3-year-olds.
do not. You do not.
You
That's
can't
bad.
count the
Wait, why do you know
That's okay.
3-year-olds? I mean,
Yeah, I'll just,
Yeah,
nieces,
wait, what?
Yeah.
That,
Nieces
you
and
cut the part
nephews.
of that we should have stuck
nieces
on.
and nephews. Nieces and nephews.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, brother. But anyways, yeah, I mean, miserable debut from Caleb Williams. I mean, it just
Were you happy or sad about that?
elated. Never unbelievable. It capped off an amazing week.
You did have a big week.
you had a
you-
great
You had the best
I'm
Michael week.
fantastic.
We'll talk about it in the CFB episode.
Oh,
you had probably
we'll
the
talk
best week
about
of any
something.
human alive.
Yeah, no,
In college football, though. We're talking about NFL right now.
I had a great time screaming and just screaming everywhere about everything. But yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams, misery. Bo Nix showed a Warriors heart. And Jaden Daniels, actual talent, unbelievable. I'm excited for his season. Caleb Williams, I mean, the Bears just tragedy.
Did they miss
Tragedy.
again? Is this? Is
Is
it too early?
classic Bears first round quarterback?
Are we
debacle.
thinking bust or do we have to wait and see?
Oh, I mean, this might be their worst bust ever.
Well, definitely
Are
highest
you
profile.
calling it now? Are you calling it now?
Calling it right now.
He's a
That
bust.
this guy
Will be a bust.
will be the worst, one of the biggest talked about busts in a long time.
Well, you're also forgetting though he did paint his nails saying "Da Bears" with the little sparkly thing on the end. So
I'm not
he
saying
does
that
have-
contributed
He
to
does have
his,
that going for him. I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know
it's-
you like that.
Downgrade on his character stock and his player stock and his life stock.
All stocks.
All stocks down.
Down.
So buy low.
Yeah, buy low, sell high.
No. This is burn the remainder.
That's sharp.
Burn the remainder.
No, yeah, I first off, Jaden Daniels, like these 3, the only reason they're grouped together is because this was all their first NFL game.
Yeah.
But in reality, these 3 shouldn't be grouped together.
No.
One of these quarterbacks actually looked like he was able to play in the NFL right now. 17 of 24 passing, is pretty good. That's on pace with like starter NFL level. 184 passing yards. It's not insane, but total yards for the game, he had 88 on the ground with 2 rushing touchdowns. So his combined, you combine his numbers for the game, he had 270 yards and 2 touchdowns and 0 turnovers.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic
That's great.
debut for a rookie.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Caleb under 50% passing, less than 100 total yards and a fumble.
Loser.
I mean, that he obviously was not ready to go. He was missing open throws too. There were a lot of he wasn't playing well, and his defense is fantastic.
Yeah.
And so maybe they won't need him to play that well to win a lot of games.
Well, I mean,
And
Well, they're lucky they played Will
They had
Levis.
Will Levis
Yeah,
helping
they're
him out.
lucky.
Yeah, no,
Come on.
Will
Not
Levis-
every
on.
week you get
that interception,
Yeah.
where he saw his knees.
That picture
He was getting
is
sacked.
awesome.
He was getting sacked,
Just-
and it's like he just threw it up.
That was sharp.
No, that was fantastic. That was really fantastic. Yeah.
Big Dick Will, I love it.
The Titans are a whole nother conversation. We'll put that to the side for now.
Yeah.
And then Bo Nix was exactly what I thought Bo Nix would be in the NFL. I mean, they're going to let him throw a lot, and he's not going to do anything because the only pass he really has down is the screen.
But his
and
situation.
we did this. We saw this in college.
No,
He
yeah.
threw 42 times for 138 yards. I don't know if I've actually seen a stat line like that. Do you know how fucking crazy that is? 42 passes in an NFL game for 138 yards and 2 interceptions. That's and 0
I've seen
scores.
Derek
To
Carr
be
do it a
fair-
couple times.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
No, it's
like
crazy.
that's like I knew he didn't throw for a lot of yards, but I was writing down these stats and I saw this just a fear volume. They were letting this guy
Like I said,
go.
he was fighting.
He was firing and just into the ground. Like, oh my gosh.
That's like Kobe
He has a lot more
mentality.
difficult of a system to win with.
I mean, they also
versus
played one of the best
comparatively.
secondaries and defenses in the wide receivers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
all right,
mean,
Ryan,
you know,
I want to hear your take on this because I know you were really high on Caleb and Bo Nix, so this must have been, I don't know if this was a shock.
He's still high on Caleb.
It's week.
trust.
It's week 1. I'm not
Yeah.
worried at all. For anything.
Well, not
As a
worried,
whole.
but I'm saying, were you shocked?
Were you
that it would be
surprised that
that
they
bad?
both played this
Were you
bad?
laughing as
No.
hard as I am?
I mean, I don't know if
was-
you guys saw every single stat that was ever made. Rookie quarterbacks just don't do well. 1, 2. You guys are talking about Jane Daniels. If you watched at halftime, Jane Daniels had none of these stats you were talking about.
What is that?
He got. I'm saying he wasn't playing great, and they were up by. They were already.
But he
losing
wasn't
by
playing
one.
bad. What do you mean?
He had 270 yards and 2
At
touchdowns.
halftime, the game was
halftime-
close.
I'm saying at halftime when the game was
You
close.
drive the field, drive him down.
when the
and
game
Brian
was
Robinson
close,
ran a touchdown.
when the game was close at halftime, he had I think 70 or 80 yards passing and 40 yards rushing.
That's a good half.
And no turnover.
That's more.
personally, I
That's
didn't
more
think-
yards than Caleb had for the entire.
Personally,
game.
I didn't. Okay, I'm not talking about Caleb. I'm just talking about Jane Daniels as well.
And
I didn't
Bucks
think that was
defense
good.
isn't bad.
I mean, at the end, they just were in my opinion, there was a lot of stat padding at the end of the game when they're already winning. Bucks were never losing that game
No,
in the
they
second
weren't.
half.
I
So I
mean-
just personally, in a game where Caleb Williams was close and there's more pressure, more things going on, not as chilled and relaxed, I think it's harder to score. But I have no problem with Caleb Williams' game. He took it on the chest. He told him after the thing he could play a lot better. It was all his fault. And
That's the only thing he could say.
You could
I
do
mean,
a
it
shit.
could
Why
be
is
any
that?
other-
Why is that
I
okay
mean,
for Caleb? And then if Jaden Daniels says that, then it's like, oh my god, it's stat padding.
what I say about Jane, I'm talking about just their performances. So at halftime, I was saying one of them was down by or not in the game as much. So the other team is letting them go a little bit. It's not as strict. Titans were on the ass trying to win the game every second. I think it's a little
Well,
difficult.
Titans were blowing them out at halftime.
I mean,
I mean,
I wouldn't call it blowing it out.
what
I
is
mean,
it 17-0, 17-3?
yeah,
Yeah, they were up 2 touchdowns.
and
I'm
then
pretty sure, yeah.
and then like immediately it was 17-7 and then 17-14, like immediately, and then they threw
Well,
a pick
those-
in the fourth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all defensive
They
touchdowns.
just had defensive touchdowns. I was just asking about Caleb's performance. So you think I was asked about Caleb. You talked about Jaden stat padding. When you look at how Caleb played, do you think he played well or
No,
did
he
you
played
see
terrible.
do
I have
you
common
think,
sense. I mean,
Okay.
he played terrible. I don't think he played. I'm not arguing all. I think all 3 quarterbacks are fine, and they all were. Nothing was surprising at all. Your question was, it wasn't surprising at all.
Yeah.
No rookie quarterbacks do well. Period.
Well, they don't win. Yeah.
Or personally, I don't think do well either. I mean,
No,
even,
yeah, they don't do well. That's
Even
fine.
the other quarterbacks don't do well. I just think that as a whole, it wasn't great. There's a lot to learn. Bears are a little worrisome for me because Odunze got hurt and Keenan Allen looked hurt. So I mean, you can't be just throwing to DJ Moore. So that's a little rough. Washington's gonna be Washington. They're never gonna do anything, and
Yeah.
Shane Daniels should have plenty of time, like plenty of ways to score. Bo Nix is completely cooked on that team.
Yeah,
They
his
have no one to
system
throw
is
to.
0.
Yeah.
Everything's terrible. Their offensive line's terrible. Their running game's terrible. That's cooked. So I think Jane Daniels is the best opportunity to probably put up the stats to show, but Caleb's going to be the one to go to the playoffs and do something.
Yeah. I think Caleb, I don't know. I still think Rome didn't look that hurt. I don't know.
Didn't they just say he's going on MRI?
Did he? I thought that was Keenan.
Wait,
No.
on IR or getting an
No,
MRI?
get an MRI to be worried about being put on IR.
Oh, we'll see what the MRI
see.
says. Yeah,
That's what I
don't know.
just said.
Keenan to me looked more hurt, but maybe.
So Keenan was for sure hurt.
Well, I mean,
He was on
let's
the
also not act surprised that Keenan Allen gets
No,
hurt
I
in
mean-
NFL
I mean,
season.
yeah.
This
that's
is
every-
that's every other
Injured
year.
every
now.
year, every season he's
It's
ever
not
played
take
his
though. He
entire
plays
life.
a lot more games than people think. But yeah,
I mean, I in my brain, I think Keenan Allen injured every season. That's just like what
Except for
happened.
last season and
He had a
like,
good year last year.
when he plays, he's great.
Yeah, when he's available, he's good.
Bo Nix is cooked with receivers. I think Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels might be cooked with receivers too. Because I mean,
Holy dude,
You threw
can
into-
we quickly talk? What
Terry
the
McLaurin-
Terry McLaurin is terrible. How do we
That's
keep,
not-
how do
he
we
did
keep
go
convincing? How do we
That's
keep
not
go
convincing
against
ourselves
a
he's
good secondary though.
That's not true.
But how do we
Great
keep
secondary.
Can we
Bucks-
actually ask how we keep telling ourselves Terry McLaurin's good?
He's good.
I watched that game, dude. He's never open. Wait, what did he do?
He's
What-
also the
what were his
only
stats?
person for defenses to look at and
Yeah,
guard.
I mean,
like if
the
you're the
other
only
receivers
person
is the
that's
keys.
paying attention,
They just took
then-
out their game plan works perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, just take out Terry McLaurin and you win the game.
I want to look at his
handily.
stats real quick because
Yeah,
2 receptions for 17 yards. Yeah, I mean, 4 targets. Yeah, no.
But
I mean,
again, it's not really easy when you're literally the only person the defense cares about covering.
Also, that O line
You're
doesn't
the
really
only
hold
person.
up enough for
Jaden
Daniels to
to
even like
actually-
wait
yeah.
for his route to develop. He has
Good
to
point,
like
too.
half the time scramble because he's
yeah, they got to figure out ways to get some players involved to get him involved. 'Cause, I mean,
Well,
if Jaden's
throwing is the
if
key.
Jaden's throwing for 190 a game and Terry's only getting 20 of those yards,
Put it this way.
Sounds
Put it
like
this way.
coaching
If
problem.
Terry's on the
Yeah.
Bills with Josh Allen, he puts up Stephon Diggs numbers.
no.
Yeah, if Terry's on
Yeah.
any team with a quarterback and offensive line,
I mean,
Yeah,
well, I've
he'll-
never seen Terry on a team like that.
100.
so,
I mean,
don't know.
I'm just saying, like he's good enough. He's just in the worst situation ever.
also yeah. So we keep
Maybe.
forgetting like Jaden
week
Daniels is
one.
great. It's Washington. Like it's like you can't do it. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. They just suck. It's like
Well,
the
that's my
Browns from
argument
5
with
years
Bo
ago. They
Nix
just
more than-
suck. Like I don't think
Yeah.
Sam Howell's that bad at all. Washington just fucking sucks. Like he was leading the league in passing yards. I know he lead the league in interceptions. Also, he was throwing the ball down the
Actually,
field.
I think Washington will win some games this year.
Like they'll win 4 or 5.
Again, yeah, I
They
think Bo
also
Nix
played-
is in a more difficult
They
situation.
also played, let's be realistic about
solid
these
team.
games. I mean, they played a better team than a lot of the young quarterbacks, not just rookies, played. I mean, the Bucks are stacked. They're like really good, and Baker also played out of his fucking mind.
yeah. Baker played literally.
He played
played
unbelievable.
really
No,
well.
they like picked up where they left off last year.
I mean,
like,
it's
when they
easy
were-
to look good against that.
I also don't
That's
think.
true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
that Washington defense isn't.
Yeah, that's
see what the
fair.
Bucks
But yeah, so it'll be fun to watch these quarterbacks as they continue on. Jaden Daniels really the only one who put up numbers that were fantasy relevant.
God, Caleb
these
was
other
just
quarterbacks look kind of
hilarious.
rough. But like we said, it's
week
week one. Rookie quarterbacks, this is always
They'll
bad.
get it
I just had a great time watching.
We'll
Caleb's
circle back next
demise.
week.
One quick question: Is it? I know it's the Titans, but is it worrisome? Is it scary to you at all, Michael, that they won the game and you think Caleb Williams had like the worst game of his life?
What do you mean by scary?
No, because
Because like
They
because
won-
the Bears go to the playoffs
the
and start
Titans.
doing something, Mike
They-
might have a heart
they
attack.
beat the Titans and their offense was 0% of the reason why they won.
Wait, I don't
Correct.
think the Bears
It
did.
was all the
So imagine their
So
offense
their
just looks
defense is good.
mediocre to good.
the Bears as a
The Bears might actually
as a
like,
franchise.
do well, really good.
Well,
You
we
know-
already talked about this. The Bears have like an unbelievably easy schedule, and so Caleb doesn't really have to do anything. So I don't know if you like hate the Bears. I think the Bears are gonna
No,
win.
I don't
games.
hate the Bears. I hate Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
I mean, if the Bears do good, Caleb Williams is
As
gonna
long
do
as
good.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams
Well,
struggles, Mike will be.
Caleb Williams isn't going to be playing many worse defenses than he played this week.
That's true.
There's like
That's
this is probably the easiest defense, if not like
we sleep
Top
on,
second
why are we
or
sleeping
third.
on Titans defense.
because they're terrible.
They're not good. I mean, shout out to
When
Vontae
has the
Sweat.
Titans defense been good?
I mean,
Shout out
they
to
just
Vondre.
they signed a bunch of people and they got one of the best cornerbacks in the world. Like
They're actually not terrible.
And
I
they
don't
got-
I
think
don't
they're-
think they're good. At
I don't
all.
think they're going to end up like they'll probably end up better than bottom 10. Like they'll probably be in the like 17 range.
Oh, I don't know. I think the
I-
Titans are going to lose to a lot of teams.
Well, that has
Yeah,
nothing to do
they're going to be.
your defense.
Yeah.
Like Broncos defense, I think is still good, but they get cooked because their offense is the worst.
Yeah.
Jets
Well,
last year, same thing. Like,
Patriots have
Patriots,
a defense
same-
that's amazing, but they win games.
They'll be on that
but
26
they
to
won
32
4 last year.
slot
I
at
still
the end
think
of
their
the year.
defense was good or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see about the Titans. I mean, it is week one, but
Yeah, week one
their
is
defense didn't look impressive to me. I mean, a lot of receivers were open. He was just missing throws.
Yeah.
Like, it was like many big plays where it's just the ball's going out of bounds.
Yeah,
Or
man,
just
he's
low.
trash.
But yeah, well, it'll be fun to watch. We'll definitely circle back next week and see how these rookies
Little
continue.
rookie
to do.
roundup?
Yeah, rookie roundups, baby. Week
Yeehaw!
one edition.